Ko, Anaho. This is Kaiopua 5 with Voices of Truth, one-on-one with Hawaii's future. We're still on Maui with another segment, and today we have here once again at the Ka'anapali Beach Resort. We have Vernon with us, and I'll let Vernon introduce himself and give you his heavy name. Vernon, introduce yourself to our people at home, please.
Hello, my name is Vernon Kalanikau, and I reside currently on the south side of Maui in Kihei. And
yeah, great. What we're doing is trying to talk to people who have developed their own focus. You know, our theme here with Koani Foundation has been to seek out people who have found a direction, have found what their kuleana is. And hopefully by listening and talking to these folks and you folks viewing these programs, it'll encourage you to, if you haven't already done it, it'll encourage you to find your focus or what your kuleana is in your community or your ohana, or for the Hawaiian nation as far as that goes. So today we'll talk with Vernon and see what it is that makes up who you are and how you got to be who you are. I know you have a focus now, but what have you done, coming up? What you've been on Maui all your life, or most of your life?
Yes, I've been on Maui most of my life. I spent 6 years in Laie, in Oahu. Mm-hmm. Went to Brigham Young University there for a little while. Then I worked 6 years at the Polynesian Culture Center.
Oh,
as an entertainer, and then I came back home in about 1986, 87, and pretty much just stayed here and helped take care of the family, basically, Malama.
Been here ever since?
Been here ever since.
Do you still do any of the, you mentioned entertaining, do you still do any of the entertaining at all, or?
No entertainment. Since I've been back in 86 or 87, I've not lost, but I kind of had no interest in culture whatsoever.
Really?
I became the Las Vegas guy.
Oh yeah?
Disneyland parks, and so I had no contact in my culture whatsoever.
So you were kind of just enjoying the entertainment that other guys could provide for you then, huh?
Yep. I constantly flew a lot to the mainland and just enjoying all the wildlife, you should say.
Yeah.
And only recently, July of last year, that my whole life turned upside down, of course for the good, and the better of not only myself and my family, but for all our people.
Well, what happened last July?
Last July.
So that would have been 2008.
2008.
Yeah.
I'd like to go back a little further than that.
Sure.
In 1996, I met this lady, Mahilani Poipoi, and she spent about 4.5 years at my home in Kihei. We took her in because we heard that she needed a place to stay.
Yeah.
And our home was always that type of home, just to be open and help whoever we could.
Yeah.
So I met Auntie Mahi at my grandma's funeral services. And make the story short, we opened our home, she moved in, and I remember the second night she told me about my last name and my kuleana and who my ohana was. And
was this news to you, or some of it news?
No. This was all
news.
And you gotta remember that I had no interest in Hawaiian culture whatsoever, including entertainment. I was totally gone with the worldly society that we live in, and
the sins of the flesh. Huh?
So Auntie Mai told me about that I need to eventually reconnect with our ancestors and Akua, and about Queen Keopulani, and who I've never heard of before.
Yeah.
And that someday she would like to take me to go and visit her place in Biola Church. in Lahaina.
Yeah, yeah.
And I said, okay, but never really soaked in, never accepted any of that. Well, she stayed with us about 4.5 years, and then she moved on for another year and a half, and then she passed on in, I think she passed in maybe 2001, I think she passed, or
Yeah.
2002, Auntie passed away.
Hmm.
So now we move up to July last year, 2008. A friend of mine and their friends were visiting from Arizona. Nakani, he's Indian.
Hmm.
Nawahini is Mexican.
Hmm.
And they stayed over at my place.
Yeah.
And it was on the second night also that they wanted me to share more about Auntie Mai's journeys, if I remember any of her stories, because we did go on many journeys with Auntie.
Yeah.
And
So they knew her.
they knew her like for about a week before she passed.
Oh, they just met her
They
briefly
just
then.
met her, but it's
She must have really interested them.
oh
though.
yeah. She had a lot of a lot of people really got glued to her, and she was a very knowledgeable person.
Well, what about you? I mean,
anyway-
prior to meeting these people, did you think about her much? I mean, with the things she said?
Yeah, a lot of the things were like weird stuff, but again, good weird stuff. Some of the stuff made sense to me because I've heard it at one time in life,
Hmm.
maybe in a past life, which I never accepted any past lives myself because I didn't understand. So I thought you born once
That's it, huh?
and then that's it,
Mhm.
So, and I was raised in the Mormon church, so, and I thought that was the way that all people should be brought up in the Mormon
That's
church.
what you related to.
Yeah,
huh?
so anyway, Auntie Mai, she was very, very a knowledgeable person. We used to have people come over to my home to see Auntie Mai for Lao, genealogy,
Mhm.
and
Ho'oponopono,
for
maybe.
Ho'oponopono.
Yeah.
But her knowledge, her healing, her gifts, however people want to label her,
Hmm.
is beyond any person I can think of. She knew the genealogy for all nations. So anybody can come over to the house and boom, she can speak any given language at any given time and just give the genealogy of that one person.
And that's what.
And that's from connecting with their ancestors, yeah.
Mhm.
So of course the Indian and Mexican couple, first time I met them last year in July, and they stayed with me. And then I told them some of the stories Auntie Mai used to share with me, Auntie Mai Lani Poi Poi.
Mhm.
And the first story I shared was about Iao Valley, Wyola Church, and my last name. And instantly, they just said right out that we need to take you to Iao Nido,
Mhm.
Iao Valley.
Yeah.
And I said, okay. So the next day we went. And I knew as we drove up there that I could feel like this energy and this voice, like someone's guiding me with these people, that I must be there.
Mhm.
So anyway, we got to this place in Iao Valley, and this is the place where Keopulani was put and laid to rest.
Mhm.
It was a well overgrown area. You couldn't make out of this area.
Mhm.
And when I went there with these people, I knew a lot of Uhani came to
Yeah.
honor not only us but to Keopulani and her royal court and even other ancestors before her. Okay, so that was all fine, and still in my head, not quite connecting on this this journey. And
But knowing something was happening
something
and there was an
happening.
energy
Yeah,
and
I couldn't
you were being
sleep.
visited.
Yeah, and I still had no understanding on this energy. So about 3 days went by, went back up there, did a ceremony. We set up a ceremony thing and had offering, and that is when Keopulani came out from this place, and she basically gave me instructions. And the instruction was that the people need to know that the way society is right now, things have changed within the world, and it's time for healing, and for my people to remember who we were from a time where we still had the divine energy and divine light that grows within us, and it's still in us. It's just kind of on pilot right now.
Yeah,
The light,
kind of on
low, but
low speed, huh?
it's within us regardless. So
Who was with you at that time, or were you by yourself?
a friend, in fact 2 friends, they were with me, and I was talking to them and explaining to them what was going on. And then anyway, the ceremonies went really well, and that I would get more instructions in the future to how to go malama this place. It was well overgrown. So from July till now, I opened up the place. It's really big. It's a big tomb area. I mean, has a crown on the tomb. And prior to opening up this place, I had asked why open up, because I thought Hawaiian style culture, we know.
And I keep it under.
Yeah, she said no, she wants all people to come and kuka with her. And every day I've been going there. I don't go every day right now, but every time I've gone up there, I always run into people from all over the world that's drawn to this place. And they come and they feel her, they feel that goodness, the love, the peace, the oneness, no separation.
So you said you were talking about you opened it up, and so I've done some cleaning and clearing of some vahipana, some sacred places myself. So you're talking about physically clearing the overgrowth and opening.
Yes, yeah, it was well overgrown.
A lot of work.
Yeah, a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I did this with a hand sickle, a small hand sickle.
Pretty much by yourself, or did you take friends?
Yeah, I started. It was by myself, then my wife, and then they just stopped coming. Then a friend, he stopped coming, and then I tried to get my sister and her family to come. They came a few times and they stopped, and pretty much it's just been myself, and I guess that's how it's supposed to be for right now. But anyone's welcome to come, feel her space, and it's a wonderful feeling to be up there and to be in this area. So yeah, it's all open. There's some more work to be done on restoring walls that's still intact.
Because this area, restack.
Yeah, the area was used for storing. It was actually a dump site for the Wailuku sugar plantation. They dig the underground reservoir in the mountain to hold water on the ground, and then they dumped all the rubbish,
the cut,
whatever, and just made a dump site out of that place. They tried to remove it in the past. They had to divert the road, the old road,
around
it, so only to wonder why. So anyway,
so this is actually, well, I don't know if you want to talk about where this is.
It's in the Iao Valley. It's not my place. It's not my property. It belongs to, I believe, Wailuku Water Company, who also have issues with. We all have issues with the water and the Vaiha, and I asked, Akua and my tutu Keopulani that if you want me to be here, that I need your help because I don't want any conflict.
Yeah.
on this project, and anyone's welcome to go to this place.
So the property owners haven't given you a bad time?
They haven't
have
given me a bad time, and
Yeah.
I always, mahalo to Akua and the ancestors for helping me out on that. Not to say everything will go cherry for a period of time.
Yeah.
There will be bumps along the way, I'm sure, but that valley is so important. It's that was my first kuleana, and still is, and there's many things to share about Iao Valley that they have shared with me and have shown me, and that will be shared through time in the future.
Yeah, as they reveal themselves to you, I guess. Huh?
Yeah, so I keep that with me for now. But so anyway, with this kuleana, my purpose is to bring back a time of Lemuria. Lemuria was once a continent that sits in the Pacific Ocean, and it was connected with Australia, New Zealand, South America, North America, the Aleutian Islands, Japan, Philippines. All of that was one continent, and it still sits in the bottom of the Pacific Ocean with roadways and pyramids and temples or heiaus from this time, this civilization.
So you're talking about a geological time span. You're talking about
Tens of thousands of
Yeah.
years ago.
yeah.
So this is the Wuhani showing and telling me these things that our people in Hawaii need to we need to reconnect spiritually, and for all the things that we not so much complain about or fight for. I don't want to use that, but all these years of what had happened to our kupuna and our ancestors before us, the anger still lives in us, and you can't blame them for it. But we need to bring ourselves back in peace within ourselves and have unconditional love for all people, not only our people. Maintain the oneness, no separation.
Well, we're talking, as you're talking, I'm hearing, we're essentially talking about two pretty specific time frames that seem like are your focus. And one, Keopuolani, is historically wise recent. I mean, Keopuolani is what, 150, something like that, years ago.
Yes.
So fairly recent. I mean, to me, that's great grandparents' time. Maybe a little bit before. So it's, to me, that's not ancient history. That's kind of like recent history. And so you have one time frame that you're dealing with there with Keopuolani, and now you're talking about this other Pacific-wide. What did you call it? Lemuria.
Lemuria, it's called.
Lemuria.
Yes.
And to me, that sounds like this is going way back to something way ancient.
Yeah,
So
I'll explain a little bit about. See, I didn't know anything about Lemuria until they told me about it. And Lemuria is a civilization that was not necessarily removed or destroyed, but it was a time of perfection that all people would share. There was no if, why, when, buts. Everything was so perfect. The knowledge was beyond. They couldn't learn anymore. So the reason why it was removed by Akua is we had to start over again, like relearn. We needed duality. We needed negativity or
diversity, I guess.
Yeah.
Huh?
So because we came from that time, and the capital of this place was called Mu, and Mu in Hawaii was the capital of Mu.
Okay, so I can kind of I can relate to some of that I've heard about.
So, and there's many more stuff to talk about that and the journeys, but Keopulani was the one that had asked me, along with these people from Lemuria that have come by the thousands and come and share their manao with me, and that was my first time I've heard of it. So yeah, Keopulani is most recent, you know, several great back, not too far back, but we lived many past lives. Even that I had a hard time accepting.
Yeah, that was a brand new thing for you, huh?
Yeah, it's a brand new thing, and the journeys I've been through, Keomoku been through, we all been through. So my purpose is to bring healing and the peace, the oneness, unconditional love, and maintain Pono for not only our people, for humanity, all our people. But my heart belongs to trying to get our people, the Hawaiian people, we have all these many groups, yeah, you know, sovereignty groups and organizations and associations. And I see myself slowly bringing all of us together, and not necessarily physically, but mostly spiritually, because everything that like I said, we complain or fight about, like the water, the ceded lands, if we all came together and hold that energy that we came from this one time, Lemuria, if we all came together and not only asked for ourselves, but for the goodness of all.
Well, I think to me, and just, you know, our lifespans are short, but, you know, in the past 25 years or so that I've been kind of doing the things that I've been doing, recently I see some progress. I see people who are opening up, and I think the time, you know, it's like a time frame where we're supposed to be all doing this, and I think we are, especially here in Hawaii. I think there are a lot of us who are more opening our minds up to what's better for the whole, you know, the whole, as opposed to just individual stuff, you know, or acquiring things, or just getting the things that we want ourselves. And I think the timing is right. I think this is happening all over the world, really.
Yeah, like I recently got aboard, I mean, like the Kick and Okole thingy, you know, and like I said, July last year. And in that short span for myself, I truly follow what you're saying. That there are changes, and it started to pick up. Keomoku's journey, the walk,
Yeah.
I was told about that a month and a half, 2 months before it was coming.
Yeah.
So when I saw it in the paper on a Thursday, the walk starts on a Friday. I told my wife, hey,
You're ready for it, huh?
that's the one my ancestors and Tutu was talking about.
Did you participate at all?
Yeah. I did the McKenna and all the way to Moku'ula. And
So that was the last leg, huh?
Yeah,
Pretty
well,
much.
there were several legs, but McKenna, meaning the south end,
Yeah.
and all the way to Moku'ula. So that was very, very good. We needed that, and I told Keomoku that there's more to come.
Good.
That was just the beginning.
So you're another one who thinks that was a good thing, a good activity.
Yeah, and I share a lot of insights with him, and he knows my tutu and Auntie Mailani Poi Poi, so we've been around each other a lot, and we have a lot of positive things to carry for not only over here but eventually throughout Hawaii.
Well, I guess you had your one solid objective, which was opening up or clearing the monument up there in Eyal Valley. And do you have anything specific like that yet that you see as your kuleana right now? Anything specific that you can go in and just start doing things on, or is it more of a broad spreading kind of a responsibility?
Yeah, it's a broad spreading responsibility. Right now, everything it's like I said, it's open, and I just go there and maintain. I don't spend as much time as I used to every day, because now
It's cleaned up.
Now, as about three weeks ago, Akua and my ancestors have told me to come and spend time in Kauula Valley and on this side of Lahaina and Moku'ula. So now I'm on this side of the island more often, trying
Oh, good.
to work with Keamoku and
Mm-hmm.
and keep everybody in line
Mm-hmm.
on their different kuleanas for the purpose of restoring this aupua and opening up Moku'ula. I wanted to add something about Keopulana. I just thought
Mm-hmm.
something that, back in her time, the missionaries, of course, started to come around.
Sure.
And on her dying bed, like they write in the books that before she died, that she told her people and to turn to Christianity.
Mm-hmm.
She did not tell her people to do that. What she was sharing with her people at that time, because
Mhm.
there was a lot of separation at that time,
Mhm.
was the 4 things that is still within and embedded in us. And, the peace, the oneness, the unconditional love, and maintain pono. That's all she was teaching her people, and she still
So that was her message.
that was her message, But
Fantastic.
she felt that
Yep.
it was a big kuleana for her people at that time to maintain, the kapu system at
Yep.
that time, and we know the rest
Yep.
before that, prior to that. But
Well, the main thing is we got the message of the 4 points. We're going to have to wind up now because we're out of time, Vernon, but we want to say mahalo nui for being here with us, sharing your mana'o and what's driving you at this point. We want to thank those of you at home watching from the Kiwani Foundation. I'm Kaiopua 5, Voice of Truth, one-on-one with Hawaii's future. Mahalo, tune in again.